we are there.
Very dramatic,
Yes.
dramatic opening. Yeah.
I like these openings, by the way.
Yeah, no, it wakes people up.
Yeah,
especially
definitely me.
Especially after lunch.
Yeah, especially me.
Yeah, it's good. If one of the speakers is awake, that's already
Yes.
a good start.
Yes.
It's a good start.
But we have more jokes about it in future.
Yes, so hello and welcome to Doing Better in Legacy Java. Yeah, it's fine actually. Doing better in Legacy Java. That's like the proper order. All right, so let's
Quick
wake you
quote.
up.
Quick quote.
Wake you up. Yeah. All right. What version of Java are you using? Who is on Java 25? One hand and also kind of sorta. Okay, that's a good start.
I feel you.
Oh, aren't we all? Java 21. All right. That
Oh, wow,
would be
that's
like
a lot.
Half, probably.
Oh, maybe slightly under
Yeah,
half.
something like that. Yeah. Java 17.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also a lot. That would be like probably like 40% or something like that.
Yep.
Java 11. I would say probably 10%.
10%?
10%. Java 8.
Oh,
a lot,
it checks out.
A
man.
lot.
This
Yeah,
checks out.
That would be like another at least 30% easily.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, so that talk is for you. You're in the right place. We're gonna give you a lot of love.
Wait, we have more.
Yeah, Java 5. Java 5. Anyone on Java 5?
Thank
exactly
you.
the same amount, more than on Java 25.
It would be nice if it would be the same hand.
Yeah, that's
Java
what,
25 and 5.
Java 5. Yeah. Java 5 on daily job, Java 25 in the
Pet projects.
Yes,
Yeah.
pet projects. Yeah. All right. So this is surprisingly very representative of the industry. Not very, but close enough.
It is close.
Yeah,
And it's not surprising.
Yeah, and it's probably not surprising, right? So there are two major sources of Java versions, runtimes, information in the world. I guess
Which we found at least.
no, that's but we did a lot of
more or less
research, and
subject.
those are the main ones. The one that is like mostly relied on is the Java State of Java Ecosystem Report from New Relic. It is particularly reliable because this is what New Relic agents actually run on. So
Yes.
New Relic is an observability platform. They have agents that run inside JVM, and they obviously know which version they run on. And New Relic is also very, very popular tool. So we're talking about millions of runtimes that we had the information for. And you can see the picture, right? This is 2024. It's a little bit outdated, but that's the last, obviously, we have. And you can see here that how Java 8 and Java 11 take the majority of the runtime.
It's over 60%.
So more than half of all the runtimes in the world are Java 8 and 11.
And it is objective, because you can't lie in this survey.
Right. Subjective, though, when you are asked and saying, yes, of course I'm on Java 25, because it is shameful to be on Java 8, when we are going to talk about that as well, is another resource, which is the JetBrains survey of state of developer ecosystem. For the latest version, the 24, for some reason they didn't publish all the parts that they used to publish before, but they did publish the raw data that Pasha's data engineering skills actually converted to a proper graph.
You are stealing my wind. I'm a proper data engineer. I can introduce my job. So it is done in Google spreadsheets.
Very data engineering-like. Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. No, but when I saw like the dump in like comma-separated value, I'm like, Pasha, go do it.
Yeah, but it was actually some Python code, and then...
And next thing we know, very nice graph. Anyway, very similar result, a little bit more optimistic. We can probably attribute it to the subjective nature. People tend to be in denial about their usage of Java 8.
Which Java do I use? Well, I actually use Java 21. In production, it's Java 8.
Yeah, exactly.
But I use Java 21.
But even here you can see that Java 8 and Java 11 together are more than any other Java.
It's more than
Java
30%, and the best Java we have so far is Java 17 for unknown reason.
Which is also
28.
Which is also not very far away. Now, I mentioned that people.
It's shameful.
It's shameful, and that people are trying to lie about it, because we have a stigma in the industry that we all need to be always on the latest and the greatest and the shiniest. A lot of talks and conferences like this one actually fortify this stigma without saying that as much, but showing the latest, greatest shiny toys that everybody want.
We as developers, we love shiny toys, aren't we?
Of course, of course, of course. This is only
nice.
natural. Here is our dearest friend Marit, one of the top speakers in this conference, saying that it's shameful, right? Unfortunate to see so many people still using Java 8. And she's wondering what wonders, what holds them, what keeps them on Java 8. And we have some answers from
Yeah,
Marit.
we have a lot. The whole talk is about answers to this question.
I don't know if Marit made it to this talk. Probably she's in another talk about some shiny technology.
Probably she gives one.
Probably,
Who knows?
but we'll send her the recording to answer her question of what keeping them from upgrading. Who is going to do it? Us.
It's Baruch Sadogursky.
Right, head of developer relations in a company called TaxCare at
Is it about taxes?
almost. It's about taxes. I don't have the proper accent to separate taxes from taxes.
You can do Scottish accent. Tuxes.
Taxes, yeah. Anyway, penguins, like this. Oh, speaking
it's
about
fine.
t-shirt.
This is fine.
Speaking about t-shirts, and this is fine, we have 5 t-shirts to give for awesome questions. So don't hesitate to do that. It can be this t-shirt or other fun t-shirts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, at Baruch, I wrote a couple of books about Java in general and DevOps and software engineering and release cadences and Java Champion. This is Pasha Finkelshteyn.
Finkelshteyn.
Almost, close enough.
You could do it better.
I can't.
Hi everyone.
Pasha, this is Pasha.
I'm Pasha.
Yes.
I'm a developer advocate for Bellsoft. We do library.SDK. We'll talk about it a little bit later. I didn't write books, but at least I'm beautiful.
At least you have hair.
Yes, at least I have hair. That's why I'm saying I'm beautiful.
That's not the same.
I know.
Your site?
Yeah, your site. I mean, you can find me there.
Okay, good.
All the credentials.
All right,
and so
okay.
on.
The most important slide of this talk that we'll send to Marit is this. You go to shownotes.taxcare.com and you'll find the slides already there. You'll find the video recorded by beautiful people at DevOps, and I have a backup as well, because software engineering. All the links are there to everything that we are going to cover, and it will be a lot.
It's a lot of links.
Yeah, so you can go there and find all of it. Very retro keyboard for us retro people. Is a raffle for thanking you for being here. If you go to the show notes, you'll be able to enter the raffle as well. For your convenience, it's in the bottom of every slide, so you don't need to like type it in or anything like that. If you want, there is also a QR code that you can scan. All right. So, Pasha,
Yep.
are you ready for some philosophical questions?
I am never sure. Am I?
They say open source is free.
They say because open source is free. I
So
can go
why-
to GitHub.
So
and
why the
download it.
upgrades are so costly?
Oh, we have a talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
We're sure you can relate. So maintaining mature Java systems, although Java is open source, is free.
Yeah. So look, it is about cost of maintenance, not about cost of acquisition. Buying free Java is actually free. You can download Java right today. It's not a problem. Maintaining it, well, people are the most expensive things we have in our industry. And maintaining mature systems can be hard because of different reasons.
What is maintaining? What is maintaining a system?
You probably have to at least eliminate bugs there. You have to deploy it without bugs. You have to know how to deploy it. We'll be talking about it. You probably have to introduce some features to mature systems because, well,
Or
it
maybe not.
develops.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. It depends on the system. Both are fine. And I guess this is all. Did you want to add something else?
The main cost of maintaining existing systems is actually upgrading the dependencies.
Is it?
Migration to newer versions to major versions is the single most expensive thing you can introduce to mature Java
Major
system.
versions.
Major versions,
versions.
of course. Right,
Okay.
right. And this is why this migration is always kind of a moving... First of all, it's a moving target because there are always new versions.
Yes.
Right?
Every half a year, we have a new release of Java. Every year, we have a new release of Spring, and so on.
Right, so it's a moving target. It's very expensive. And this is why those migration processes are always sleeping.
Is it even desirable?
It's a good question. There are pros and cons. Obviously, you might remember the discussions about the new Java Cadence release back around when Java 8 was released, how it's great that Java is now releasing every 6 months, and there are obviously great benefits to that. There are also drawbacks, and drawbacks is exactly that. It puts tons of pressure on people to always upgrade.
Because influencers, they tell us that we should upgrade, right?
Hello, Marit.
Kinda. Is Marit here?
No, she's not. Did my clicker die? I think my clicker died. Or did my computer die?
Your computer died.
No, it shouldn't.
No,
Okay, yeah.
we are kind of there.
Yeah.
We'll manage it.
All right. So why do we want to migrate? We want to migrate for mainly three reasons. First is, it's not there, but it's performance. Right?
Hopefully.
We hear about how every new version of Java...
For reasons, security is also not there.
It's there. The safer system is there. How every new version of Java is faster. So that's a very good reason to upgrade.
We'll talk about it.
We want better features in the new versions of software, Java, Spring, whatever. Shiny things, right? And we want safer systems because we know that security threats are always mitigated in the latest version.
And if we don't want them, there are people who want them for us.
We're going to talk about that.
Yes.
Right? So, and in the end of the day, the biggest problem is how can we get the results without rewriting the entire systems?
And rewriting is really expensive. Upgrading dependencies is expensive. Rewriting is insanely expensive.
Right? And that brings us to... Tell me more about how you are going to upgrade to the newest Java version very soon.
Let's ask them.
Yep.
Who is going to upgrade Java in their system in foreseeable future?
Who? No, let's something else.
Rephrase it?
Yes, we need to rephrase it. Okay. So who have been told or tell other people that they're going to migrate to newer version very soon?
Okay.
Who is actually going to do it very soon?
There are different sets of people.
Exactly.
I thought that
Exactly.
my actual first question was beautiful. They think that they're going to upgrade. They won't.
Exactly, right. So, and there are very real reasons for that, and very valid reasons for that, right? We told you we're going to put a lot of love on you today.
Sounds not that good.
The 6 months away rewrite that is always coming and never comes is for many reasons. And one, and the more beautiful one is it just works.
Who has this? Who has the system which just works?
It just works, right?
Yeah, I mean, what's the reason to upgrade even?
You don't touch it because it just works. Obviously, it might not be the public-facing shiny product. Because usually for public-facing shiny products, it just works never enough, right? You need to constantly innovate, put new features and what's not. But there are systems which are maybe back-end, maybe administrative, maybe internal, and they just work. And that's beautiful.
They may be public and they still just work. We see it in some banks sometimes.
That's
maybe it's a bad example,
case.
but it's a reality.
Yeah.
Who has WebSphere here, the old one?
Who has WebSphere version 7? Yeah, there are people.
6?
Or like everything
Before version 7.
Right. Let's talk about WebSphere version 7.
Yes, let's talk about it. Still one person, by the way. There was one person.
Yeah. So you all remember or know WebSphere, which is an application server for Java Enterprise Edition by IBM. It was a very big deal a couple of years ago, and
Many years ago.
Many years ago, we're old, and the most prominent version of WebSphere is 7.
Yep.
For a very good reason.
Yep.
The reason why version 7 kind of stuck with us is because it is the last version that worked with Java 8. Now, what happened? What happened after Java 8?
They introduced JPMS, and
Which
this
stands
is
for?
Java Platform Module System. I couldn't remember the platform because it's kind of obvious. And it is a simple change. We just split Java in modules. What could go wrong? Surprisingly, for application servers, everything could go wrong. They rely on these modules, module for XML, one module for RMI, whatever, and they all suddenly stopped operating because you do not use application server like a usual Java application. They have to have access to everything. They also should be able to limit access of every application to anything because they control what application should have access to and shouldn't. JPMS prevents it.
Long story short, all the legacy Java application servers, WebSphere, WebLogic, JBoss, you name them, all of them were absolutely inoperable with Java 9 and later.
And it was impossible to run them on Java 9. They had to rewrite them, right?
All of them that have a new version is actually a completely different product. WebSphere Liberty Edition.
8 and above.
Yes, 8 and above. Whatever the one that comes from
Wildfly?
JBoss. Wildfly. It's a rewrite of JBoss. The same with, I'm not sure about WebLogic, but
But I guess it was the same.
none of them are the same product.
For Glassfish, Payara.
Yeah,
it's also-
Payara, exactly.
Completely
exactly.
different thing.
And migrating your existing code from the WebSphere 7 to WebSphere 8, which is a completely different product, is migrating to a completely different product.
And you also have to pay for a completely different product. Probably you do not want to do it.
So one of the main reasons why there are so many Java 8 runtimes in the world is exactly that. And this is a vendor lock-in, which is a huge challenge for us all to not do the upgrade right now. Another very valid reason is business priorities. Upgrading considers an infrastructure task. Maintenance, basically.
Yep. And what our friend says, he says, it's easy to argue with me, try to argue with Excel. You can't argue with Excel. When business shows you numbers, why you shouldn't upgrade. What can you say?
Engineering resources are limited.
Yep.
And wouldn't it be better to work on the new features in a product than on an upgrade of an old version in some,
Yeah, absolutely.
in some code?
And business value of new feature is obvious.
Absolutely reasonable.
Yes.
Absolutely reasonable. And fear of breaking things and fear of blame.
Not git blame.
Not git blame, the real blame, right? It is very hard, very painful, and very expensive to upgrade. It will probably break things. You will be the ones to blame. No one else. And obviously, if you can not do it, there is a good reason not to do it.
Yep, absolutely.
All right?
Money, blame.
And
whatever.
in our industry, legacy term is a bad word.
Why?
And here is an explanation that mentions exactly that in whatever Merriam-Webster or Dexter.
Merriam-Webster.
Dexter. Yeah,
It's not
dictionary.
Dexter. Dexter is a
I know.
TV show. Come on.
It was a joke. Tough co-speakers. The
Yeah.
crowd is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see here how the description is something that is been superseded, but it's difficult to replace because of the wild use. It's kind of reeks negativity, but it's a shame because legacy is actually a beautiful word describing something beautiful.
Yeah.
For example,
You are saying that legacy is heritage plus something tangible, something you can touch. So when someone leaves a library with their name on it, it's
that's
a legacy.
It's beautiful.
And it's beautiful because we all need libraries in a way. Some of them should be electronic, probably.
But again,
Yeah.
whoever created an electronic library also
Yeah.
lived a legacy.
Yes, absolutely. And we use legacy all the time because we need it. We probably couldn't live, we couldn't develop without legacy.
So let's reframe legacy as something beautiful. Legacy is a proof that your idea works, has delivered value, and a foundation for future innovation. Right?
Why do we say this? Because legacy
it's true.
exists for some time.
Yeah.
And business requires it to exist. This is the best proof, like this Excel kind proof that they actually need it. Like money have proven it.
Yeah. So why legacy has bad reputation in tech?
First of all, obviously, boilerplate. A lot of us think that if it's legacy, there will be boilerplate in it. And sometimes it's true. And in this talk, we'll try to show how we can fight it, potentially. And another issue is slow performance. Many of us, including me, think that when I join this legacy project, I will be the first person who cares about performance. Again, sometimes it's true. Sometimes people used all the possibilities available to them to improve performance. It's just I currently live in better time. I have more and better tools at my disposal to improve performance of my application.
But come on, Pasha, this is objectively true. Older Java code was more boilerplate than newer Java code.
This might be true if you use all the new Java features. If you don't use them, modern Java code could be the same.
Absolutely. It's the same for performance. Every new release of Java promises and probably delivers better performance.
Yes, this is true. The question is your performance bottleneck in Java or in something else? Sometimes it's somewhere in Hibernate, but we at least know how to fix it in Java. And you, as a professionals, know how to improve it for Hibernate and other things you use.
Valid point. Security breaches are a really big deal in legacy applications. And when you think about legacy applications, like in bad legacy applications, you think that it's risks in security breaches, which very well might be the case.
Like we have a hole in our security.
Yes. Like the security has...
Breaches, not holes.
Not bridges. Breaches.
Breaches.
Not bridges.
Thank you.
Tough co-speaker.
Yes, tough co-speaker.
Yeah. All right.
Now it's him, not me.
So we are going to talk to present you 4 ways to do better on legacy technology. The first is code. How can you write code today that will run on legacy infrastructure but won't suffer from the same boilerplate that we just mentioned?
Yep.
Second is
architecture. We'll talk about how you can improve architecture and how it might not require a huge engineering effort to slowly improve it, gradually improve it, up to the point when you are satisfied with it. Then performance. Well, we'll talk about performance, obviously. We mentioned it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, so basically the idea is how you can still run the older infrastructure but get out of it the performance of modern software. And security. We're going to talk about what practices can we implement so our legacy code will remain beautiful and won't reek of security breaches, not bridges.
Breaches?
Breaches.
Breaches.
Wait, important stuff. All right.
The best part of our talk.
Absolutely. That's why we're here. We basically come to get better photos from Dimitrios. He's a magician.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Now let's get back to work.
Yep.
Okay. So we're starting with
code.
Code. Right.
Code.
Okay. So how can we get clean and awesome code even when you run on Java 8 or Java 11?
There are ways. First, we have to use more idiomatic APIs. We have to use APIs. For example, in Java 8, the old datetime API was replaced with new Java datetime, which is almost a copy of JDatetime from times before, which is immutable and it doesn't suffer from issues of the old JavaTime API.
So basically what we want to say is there are APIs which are and idioms which are proven to be excellent and they are still with us today.
from Java 8 onwards.
From Java 8 and even sooner.
Yes.
And you can obviously use them today as good as you use them there, as long as you stick to them.
Yeah, since you're on Java 8, you also can use optionals and streams, and you can think in modules. We'll speak about modules a little bit later, I guess.
Yep. Generally, cleaner code in a general meaning of speaking, not necessarily this design pattern or another, but generally, clearer code is more important than language features. You can create beautiful code even on older code bases, and it's a skill that you learn, not a library that you plug in.
But you can also plug in libraries, right?
We're going to talk about it in a second.
Because you can plug in linters, you can plug in formatters, and so on. You can invent code conventions for your particular code base. And you know, one code style is better than multiple code styles because it makes the code predictably readable by all the members of the team as soon as they accommodate to it.
So that was a lot of hand waving, do better and it will be better. Now let's talk about something very practical. Yes.
And the first practical thing is Lombok.
Who's familiar with Lombok? Everybody.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course. Because it's an amazing thing. And it solves some issues. It can actually help you to reduce your boilerplate. We'll talk about it. It can simulate modern features, and we'll have it too. And obviously, it makes your code base cleaner and leaner. Let's look at the example. So this is an obvious class product with 3 fields, 1 constructor, 6 accessors, and also we didn't put even hash code equals and to string here. And this is a usual thing. And you can compare it to a data class product. It's a data annotation from Lombok, which creates all the stuff of all the boilerplate for you. You can put additional annotations, no arc constructor, all arcs constructor, and so on. But in general, it's the same thing. And the code is suddenly more readable.
And this has very Java 25 feeling to it, although it actually runs just fine on Java 8.
And I believe it ran just fine on Java 6, to be honest.
Caveat here?
Yeah, but there is a caveat. You shouldn't use data classes, as well as you shouldn't use generated hash code in equals in Hibernate, JPA, and other ORMs. We have a link for it in our show notes.
Yeah, go to show notes. There is a link of what to be aware of. But generally, if you use it with Hibernate and JPA, both Lombok and even auto-generated by your IDE equals the hash code is a very bad idea.
Yes,
out of scope of this conversation, going on. Another example.
But there is another example. You probably know records from the modern Java. Don't even highlight it.
No, this is very readable, and everybody should read definitely every line of this code.
Yeah, but I can predict what's there.
Pay special attention to the line 12 and 13.
Line 16 is more important.
That's also true.
Okay, so you know records. They're immutable and stuff. They're beautiful. They're promoted by all of us because new shiny things. And this is how you would write a record-like
Okay, first
structure.
of all, let's set the expectations. The next example you will see will be exactly the same length. Exactly the same length as the previous one. Yeah, exactly the same size.
And some would say they're wrong, that it's more readable because it is the same record class as we could use in Java today, but it's even better because it has this with annotation, and withers are not implemented for Java yet. They will be implemented somewhere in Java 27, I don't know.
So you're actually writing Java 27 now. And,
yeah, like you're in future with Lombok.
Yeah, and whoever says that you're in the past is obviously lying. This is like the next 2 versions of Java, and they're stuck in Java 25.
And the only issue is the size is the same.
Yes, and that's the problem.
This is something we have to
solve. So basically what Lombok gives you data that you already saw, you remove all the getters and setters, and it's obviously much more concise. It also does the right implementation of equals and hash code, except of when you need to use it with persistent APIs.
And value classes, which are immutable classes.
Records, which are records.
Immutable classes, whatever you call them.
If it were created today, the annotation would be at record, and it will be even more powerful replacement than the records that we have in Java 25. Add builder, that would be probably my favorite feature of Lombok.
And mine.
It generates fluent APIs for builders, and they are just such a joy to use that if you are not using it, you really should.
SLF4J, simple login facade. It's just a reduce of boilerplate. You have to write the same line of code and the same import every time. Here you put add SLF4J on your class.
Your logger is
suddenly
injected
Yes.
to your class transparently. Very nice.
you don't need to type the class name because it's already identified correctly.
Okay, but Lombok, everybody knows. The next two that we're going to introduce, I guarantee you, no one knows.
No, someone probably knows. But
Sergey
not
knows he's not here.
we'll ask
author
them.
of the
We'll ask
library.
them.
Okay, all right.
Don't follow it.
Who knows about Jabal?
Jabel.
Jabal.
We don't know. Jabel.
Yeah, Jabal. Yes.
Okay, 0.
Yeah, Sergey is not here. I told
Yes,
you. There is
yes.
one person who wrote it who knows about it. Yeah. So this is
A Java C compiler plugin.
compiler plugin that allows you to use modern niche.
Yeah, we are not there.
Java
Let's-
syntax.
So it's Java 9 to Java 14, which is better than what you have in Java 8, obviously, and even in Java 11, but could be better. But at least you can use var. Var keyword is a big thing. Also, they have it in Lombok. Did you know?
Yeah, improved switch and the other facilities of Java 14 are suddenly available to you. What you need to remember that it's kind of a niche project.
It's a very small, by one developer who doesn't maintain it really.
The good news are that we know this guy. If your company decides to onboard Java on a larger scale, talk to us. We'll connect you to Sergey, and maybe it's something that you can use actually in production.
Yes. Another thing is called
Very similar.
another very similar. There is a subtle difference. We'll show it. Called Frugal, and we don't even know how to pronounce. Who knows it?
Frugal, we guess.
Frugal.
Yeah, we don't know, and we.
Okay, and no one knows.
And
either.
we don't know personally the author, so we cannot ask.
He lives in Germany. I can find him.
Yeah, all right. So anyway, this is different as it is a fork of the original Java C
from
Java
OpenJDK 8.
from OpenJDK
Yes.
8 compiler.
Absolutely.
So what Anton did is he actually just changed the compiler to understand modern features.
It's called retrofit.
And this goes up to Java 21. So
Yes,
basically,
up to.
Up to. So it basically knows how to understand Java code, which is more modern than it used to know when it was Java 8. And now it can understand code up to Java 21, but compile it to the binaries that are run on Java 8 successfully.
Same warning.
Yeah, same warning.
It's experimental. We can't say that you should use it in production. Probably you should contact Anton for support.
Yeah, and
He's
we
on
actually
LinkedIn.
don't know if it's supported or not. We just know that the last commit was when
Couple
Java
years
21
ago?
when Java 21 was
Couple years
released.
ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. So again, probably if your company wants to undertake trying this in production, from what we understood, Anton is in consulting. I guess he will be very happy to help you with that.
And Java 25 introduced several new features. They are not in Frugal. Probably Anton can do it. Who knows?
If you pay him enough.
Yep.
Right. So features that Frugal gives you on Java 8 runtime. Var local variables, obviously, switch expressions, which are more modern than 16, but not quite Java 25.
Text blocks which
that
are
are
not
very
too
nice.
interesting. They're nice, but not too interesting. They're
Right,
simplistic.
pattern matching is
In instance of. This is a
huge.
big thing.
This is
Yeah,
huge.
this is huge.
Right, record classes
Obviously,
again. You can
can
do it in
you can
Lombok
live without
or-
Lombok, or you can use with compiler,
Sealed classes also very big deal.
very cool.
Right,
especially for business logics.
yeah. And pattern matching a switch that you cannot do on Jabal on
Java 14 even. So even
14?
Jabal won't help you. Frugal is
Frugal
the way to
will,
go. And
right?
obviously Lombok won't save you either.
Yeah, record patterns. This is at value at Lombok.
The structure, no, it's just structuring of records.
Yeah,
in
no,
the
that's
switches.
something else. Yeah,
Yep.
and unnamed
local-
local variables and patterns, which is nice, but I mean, yeah,
No, not that important.
right.
And you connect both of them in a very similar way. This is how you connect Frugal to your project.
So basically, yeah, but basically what you do, you instruct Maven to use other compiler. So you say instead of using the compiler that comes with the JDK that you are running, with Java 8, use a Fragile compiler, version 21, that's the versioning is the latest version of Java that it
It's
supports.
aligned with Java.
And the thing that really warms our heart is this.
Because we are old.
Yes. If you remember, up until Java 8, you could specify different sources and targets for compiler.
What is more important, you could specify source higher than target. You still can do it, but source should be lower than target. Now, with Fragile, you have this ability again. You can say that I have source compatible with Java 21, but please compile it to Java 1.8.
Same with Java, just instead of replacing the entire compiler, you will introduce a compiler plugin. This is also a feature that is pluggable in Maven. You just say this is the plugin that the compiler should run with.
And
then,
with Gradle, it obviously works too.
very similar. And then again, the nice thing is that you switch, that you have a target which is lower than source. And this is just so satisfying to see.
Yep. Let's go to the next point, and the next point is architecture. Because architecture is usually a huge source of pain. Why?
Because deploy of fear is real, right?
Fear of deploy. Deploy fear is nice.
Deploy fear. Deploy fear. No, deploy fear.
Oh, deploy fear, yes.
Yeah, deploy fear.
But fear of deploy, yeah.
Deploy fear is real. We all know a lot of memes about not deploying on Friday, and we all know why they exist, and they are actually a symptom of deploy fear.
They exist because we don't want to save the situation on Sunday or Saturday.
When it will go wrong. And
Yep.
the assumption is that it will.
Yes.
Because the assumption is that every deploy has a very high chance of failure.
And it used to be like that. I remember times like that. It doesn't have to be like that anymore.
Because tests help for deployment confidence. Why? Because once you have coverage high enough, you actually know that your code will work in production after deploy.
One small nuance, it should be in your CI pipeline in a perfect world at least, for you to be sure that everything pushed into master will pass all the tests, right?
There are also tons of very nice side effects of writing tests. First of all, surprisingly, it actually tells you what this code does.
He says that it's documentation, and then they argue with me because it's too technical.
So, yeah, it almost like it was documentation. The problem with this particular type of documentation that only developers can read it, which should...
People who work with code surprisingly read documentation for this code.
Right, and even for you, when you write those tests, you get a clarity of what this code does by understanding the intent, which is very, very nice side effect. Another side effect is that is very satisfying. Humans love green checklists. When we write tests and they are passed, it's such a nice feeling, isn't it?
If they don't pass, it's not that nice feeling, but it's a nice feeling that we know that there is an issue we should fix, and then we'll see a green checklist.
Another very nice side effect of tests is that they don't run in production.
So you can do whatever you want.
It means that you are not limited to your Java 8 or Java 11, and you can go wild and use whatever cutting edge and cutting blue technology in tests. It can be even stuff like Kotlin.
Yes, I'm an ex-Kotlin guy, so you can use Kotlin tests for your Java code. It's perfectly valid and probably more beautiful. And JUnit 5, which doesn't exist for Java 8, totally usable with Java 25.
Just think
21.
about the new lines in your resume.
Yeah, you can self-educate.
How awesome it is.
You're not in swamp of this Java 8 world anymore, right?
Another type of test which is very important.
Are architectural tests. And the thing to do them is called ArchUnit. Who knows ArchUnit here?
Not
enough hands.
Not enough hands.
Not enough hands.
Let's make sure everybody knows about it.
So, it's a thing to unit test your architecture. It will allow you to define clear rules how your application works. For example, controllers are only allowed to call things from services package or from Java or JavaRX. Or also, it helps you to detect failures of your architecture system automatically. And by the way, helps to onboard new people. And obviously, it just integrates with JUnit Runner. So you can totally run this architecture tests as a part of your pipeline. Here's a very simple example, and I guess Baruch likes it because we always can read it.
Builder, Fluent API,
Yes,
yay.
so the classes that reside in the package controller, do you see I'm reading, but it's an actual code, should only depend on classes that reside in any of packages Java, JavaX, controller, and service. And we can define several simple rules and start from them, and it will make our architecture suddenly cleaner. By the way, ArchUnit can also find cyclic dependencies for you automatically. Just tell it the packages where it should look, and it will find cyclic dependencies if there are any.
So how do you get started with ArchUnit? 4 simple steps. First is you add it as a dependency. It's a JUnit runner compatible test. So every build tool and package managers know how to run them.
Yep.
Second, you start with something small. For example, the example that you just saw. Use simple binaries. You make sure that your services only depend on repositories and your controllers only depend on services. Basic stuff, very good to start. And then you evolve from there. You run tests, you analyze violations, you add more and more tests, and you clean up your architecture, which is beautiful.
And at some point, you'll push it to the CI pipeline. And every time when you deploy it, you will know that architecture rules are not broken. It's not fragile anymore.
Yep. Now let's talk about performance.
Yeah, performance is my forte here. So there is a thing called Liberic Performance Edition. Even if you have to run Java 8, that's perfectly fine because we have you covered. Liberic Performance Edition is a build of on OpenJDK, which actually runs Java 8 source code on JVM 21. It means that you don't change a single line of your code, you just run it, and it runs with better performance and so on. And you also have better modern GC. For example, G1 GC used to be very...
Oh, sorry. I wanted to do this. That's an significant improvement performance.
Yeah, some people like this number. It is in a synthetic test, but even in a real-world application, you can find me and I will show you, we saw improvement of latency and throughput at the same time by like 20% on the same resources, which is mind-blowing. It means you save 20% of your hardware, you can run more workers and so on.
Or buy coffee.
Or buy coffee.
Okay, so
that's a lot of coffee when we.
Yeah, so Belzo has a booth downstairs in the expo. Come talk to them about Liberica Performance Edition. It is mind-blowing 99.99% of the time.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about security in legacy Java environment. So the problem with security in Java legacy environment is that new security breaches are discovered all the time, not only in new code, but also in the old code.
Makes sense.
And the problem is that this old code is not maintained by the original vendors of this code.
Or it is maintained, but for huge money.
Also, right? This is the state of end-of-life situation for Spring Boot on the left, Spring Framework on the left, and Spring Boot on the right. You can see that there is exactly one latest version that is actively maintained. In Spring Boot there are 2, but the next ends in 2 months. So same idea. Very
window is very
bleeding
small.
edge,
Yeah.
very small. So if you are on Java 8 or Java 11, you are bound to work with versions of Spring and Spring Boot that are no longer maintained.
Spring Boot
Framework
2
5 and Spring Boot 2.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the problem with being forced to work with unmaintained code is that you have choices, but they're all bad.
So you have choices.
You have choices, all bad.
But choices is not as bad as not having choices.
Exactly the same. The first is forcing upgrade.
What do you mean?
Major upgrades are painful because fear of deploy, because you are going to break things, because you are going to invest tons of money for application that, as we said, we don't want to invent tons of
Yep.
money. That's where we started. The other option is ignore end of life and expose your system.
It is so simple.
Yeah, you just...
Why is it bad?
Yeah, well, but pretending that everything is fine is a motto for some people, me, but it's not a great idea. It is dangerous for multiple reasons. The first is you are personally targeted by hackers.
Your company is personally targeted.
Yeah, you are the developer there. You are personally
Yeah,
targeted.
but you will be responsible.
Exactly. Why? Because the hackers know the end-of-life game. They know that you run a version of Spring which has security vulnerabilities and don't have patches.
And how do they know about security vulnerabilities?
Because they are disclosed.
They are published in like 30 days after finding on many sites. And this might be an issue for you, and this is happiness for them.
Another problem is compliance. Now, I'm going to read the numbers because my brain refuses to remember that. The new European Union Cyber Resiliency Act that goes to effect next year imposes up to 15 million euro or 2.5% of worldwide turnover.
Which is crazy. Imagine
Not
2.5
revenue, turnover.
turnover.
Whatever is higher between the two, if you don't patch a security vulnerability, major security vulnerability, within 30 days. If you are not terrified right now, you probably don't understand English.
Yeah, no, wait. Maybe they just don't understand the size. What is 2.5% of Facebook turnover? It will be hundreds of millions of euros, maybe even billions of euros, because turnover should be insane.
It gives me goosebumps.
Yes.
It's big, right? And reputational damage. Who remembers Equifax?
Told you so.
Yeah, there are some hands. It's an American thing. 10, 15 years ago, one of the credit bureaus in the United States had a horrifying security breach, and it was a story for years. Reputational damages of security breaches stay with us for years. Let's take a more fresh example. CrowdStrike incident. Year and a half ago.
Hard not to remember,
Everybody remembers, right? Reputational damage. Absolutely. What do you think of CrowdStrike now?
Would you employ them?
Right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So it's big. All right. What you can do is you say, okay, it's not supported by original vendor, but it's open source, right? We can patch it ourselves. How hard can it be?
It is actually very simple.
Right? We look at the latest version fix, which is disclosed with the vulnerability, so we know exactly how to fix it. And then we find the exact code in the older version of the same library.
Yep.
And we just apply the same fix logic. How hard can it be?
There are
They
people
chuckled.
who are being paid for that.
They chuckled. They
Yep.
chuckled. They got the joke.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, it
yes,
worked.
yes. Well, obviously, it's simple, but it's not easy. It's extremely complicated, specifically considering how many dependencies and transitive dependencies we all work with. We're talking about hundreds of open source libraries. Each and every one of them can have this vulnerability at any day, and the clock is ticking. 30 days to 15 million euros fine.
Yep. And actually, people are not security experts, and human resources are always in deficit and very expensive.
The amount of libraries that we are talking about are literally hundreds, and
We have a minute and a half.
it's a good thing that we have people who are being paid to do exactly that. So the company I work with, TaxCare, we we promise you that we can patch almost any open source in up to 14 days in our SLA.
16 days up to my deadline.
Exactly. So you have another 2 weeks to actually go ahead and deploy the fix and avoid this stuff. We also have booth in the expo. Come chat with us about endless life support. So how do we do that? You get access to our repo, you upgrade your repo config with our repository, then you use our versions of dependencies instead of the original dependencies that have the patches, and you deploy a minor upgrade. Nothing changed, but just patch the logic of vulnerability, and you are protected.
Will my security scanner tell me that everything is fine?
Depends on your security scanner. Legacy, to sum up, legacy is not bad engineering, right?
Legacy is amazing thing. Sometimes there is boilerplate in it, but there is no anything unfixable.
Yeah. And you can apply modern principles and practices and find professional satisfaction even in older code base.
You should build confidence, not compliance. You don't wait for compliance people to come to you. You know how to fix issues with your current software.
And the goal it's basically for you to create systems that your team feel proud of working on and not just forced to because they have no better place to go. You can write better code, you can have better performance and better security on your Java version, and you decide when to upgrade and not anyone else. With that,
thank you so much.
I'm Baruch on the internet. This is
Asmodee,
on Asmodee's site on the internet. This is DevOps. Show notes.taxcare.com, or this QR code will take you to the right place. Thank you very much.